Hi everyone, welcome back to the Thoughtful Closet. Today I wanted to show you a little bit more of an in-depth look into my fall capsule. I've already produced a video and put it on my channel for kind of an overview of my capsule and considerations I took into building it, but with this video I wanted to go more in depth and cover each piece that I'm including and why, just in case you're looking to make a capsule of your own and need some inspiration on how to think about what items to include. So to kick it off, I want to go through my tops first. This piece is actually a piece that was in my summer capsule and I loved it so much that I wanted to carry it over into my fall capsule as well and kind of make it fall appropriate with adding sweaters and layers to it, but it's a crop style, and since I love high-waist pants so much, I wanted to include this in fall as well. My next piece is one of my favorite tops by Elizabeth Susan, one of my favorite designers, and it's just a linen tee. It's a little bit fancier than like a normal t-shirt or tee. It has a little bit of a wing sleeve, but I wear this so much and it's so cozy that I wanted to for sure include it in my fall capsule as well. So another summer favorite sneaking its way into fall. Among my tops, I also want to include some more dressy pieces because I do have some business meetings every once in a while that I have to attend. So I wanted to include a silk blouse from Everlane because I love their silk, and it's one of my favorite brands as well for ethically made garments. And this is just a very simple silhouette, button-up pockets, a perfect kind of staple piece for me to dress up or down. Here's another item from my summer capsule coming into fall. A basic white button-up is a really good staple to have. I've found in a variety of my season capsules. It's very easy to layer, just a really easy basic piece to kind of play around with and style in multiple ways. And I've actually created a video on this specific piece and versatility, creating it in 5 outfits if you're interested, linked up here. And for my last top, I wanted to include another blouse, again, to kind of have a little bit more dressy item in my capsule. This blouse I got last year, and I love it, from Millie & Lou. They take vintage pieces and then do these like handmade drawings and embellishments to make a print on them. But another top that I can dress up or down for a variety of occasions. Now let's move on to sweaters. This sweater was also in my summer capsule. You'll kind of see a theme. A lot of my items tend to carry over season to season depending on the season. But this guy is great to throw on any short sleeve or just as a layering component, and it's a little bit cropped so that I can again highlight my high waist. I roll the sleeves just for a little kind of styling effect, but it's a nice kind of open weave sweater, so it's great for when it's a little bit warm but I still need a top layer, or if it gets a little bit chilly at night but it's a little warmer during the day. Great piece to have, and black, which is a great neutral color. Next is one of my favorite pieces in my whole entire wardrobe. It's this very long cardigan that I actually got a couple years ago from Madewell. It's definitely pilling because the blend has like 4 different types of fabrics in it, but I love the length. It's super soft and just kind of something that I throw on top of everything. So even though it's kind of pilling and not in the best condition, it kind of is adding to the texture of the sweater. I like this sweater so much that I actually have 2 of them, and I've included both of them in my fall capsule. And here is the second sweater. Different color, a little bit cognac color, a little bit darker, but I loved it so much I got 2 of them, and again, even though it's pilling, still a sweater that I love so much. This next sweater is a cashmere sweater. It's a nice light material. I love the light gray. It kind of breaks up a lot of the tans and browns that I have in my wardrobe with a nice gray color, which I really like, and it's been a great contrast in my wardrobe. I want to make sure that when I'm including pieces, I don't include too much of the same color or the same tone or shade. So it's nice to make sure that there's a little bit different. I don't want necessarily like 2 cream sweaters in my capsule, so having a little bit of variety that still works cohesively is really great to keep in mind. So this is kind of my piece to separate things up a little bit. But it's a traditional kind of pullover crew neck sweater, which is another great staple to include in your capsule. In the same vein as the crew neck, this is a traditional pullover with a V-neck, so same kind of idea. A very simple sweater, very nice basic to include. This one I've stuck to more of my brown and warm neutral color tones, but I really do love the color, the richness of this sweater. And it's been a great piece to have in my capsule as well. A lot of the sweaters that I have included and shown you so far are a much tighter weave, and so I wanted to include this one not only for a little bit different shade of brown, but because it is a wider and more kind of textured weave, so it's something that breaks up a little bit of my sweaters that I have been traditionally including in my capsule. It also has a very fun sleeve detail, V-neck, and it's a little bit cropped. So while it's still a sweater, it differentiates itself enough as kind of a statement piece that I don't feel like it's competing or kind of carrying over too much of the same of my sweaters that I'm already including. So also a fun piece to have. This is the last sweater that I am including in my capsule. Yes, I have a good amount of sweaters going on, but I do love sweater weather, so sometimes I go a little overboard, but I'm loving them so far. This guy has been in my wardrobe for a very long time. I think like 4 or 5 years now. It is a merino wool sweater, and I love it because it has this fun stripe detail. So while it's like fairly plain in the front, there is this stripe down the sleeves, which adds a little bit more interest, and it has a really fun zipper in the back with this like long tail guy. So again, I love the neutral. I love the little bit of a warmer, more of a tan cream, and then that fun stripe detail makes it enough of a differentiator from my other sweaters, but still kind of in that little sweater fun category. So first in my dresses is actually this tunic, I should say, from Elizabeth Susan. I'm including it in my dresses though, just because it is so long on me that it can be considered a dress. But I love it because of its kind of more boxy, long shape and this fun pocket detail here. It's a great piece to layer underneath my long cardigans and layer over pants. So I definitely wanted to include it in my fall capsule. Next for my dresses is this beautiful brown dress that I actually got secondhand, but it is made by Reformation, which is a great sustainable company. I wanted to include it because, first of all, it is a dress. I usually don't play around with dresses too much, but I am trying to get more comfortable with them in my closet. But I just love the color of this dress, this rich brown and this small flower cream print. I think it's beautiful colors for fall, and it gives me a little bit more of a dressy element to work with for meetings or date nights or whatever. And I'm having a lot of fun trying to figure out how to layer with this guy when it gets a little bit colder temperatures. Here is the third dress that I am including in my capsule. Once again, it's another wrap style dress, which I found very flattering for my figure. And with this one, I wanted to make sure that I didn't include two dresses that were too similar prints. This one is floral, but the print is much bigger than my brown floral dress. So there is some differentiator there, but still sticking in the neutral tones, which would work through the rest of my capsule to make sure I can mix and match. Having kind of a color scheme that all kind of fits together really helps with that. Not saying you can't go bold and have fun with color, but making sure that things kind of flow together will make it easier to make your capsule more versatile for you. But this guy is another great piece to have for date nights, and again, more formal work events, and I'm having fun playing around with dresses for fall. This is the last dress that I included in my fall capsule. It is a longer dress, more of a midi length and a nice stretch knit. It is a little bit more form-fitting than the other dresses that I'm including. And I normally don't really like form-fitting dresses just because I am more pear shape, and where my pearness kind of hits, it makes my legs look a little bit shorter than they actually are. So I usually shy away from more form-fitting dresses, but I really like this dress when I have a longer layer over it to kind of hide a little bit of that pear shape and that curve of my hip and create more of a straight line. And it's been so fun to wear with sneakers and just a really great basic black dress that I'm having a lot of fun with so far this fall. So now we're gonna move into bottoms. This first pair of pants is one that I include in almost every season of my capsules. They are once again by Elizabeth Susan. one of my favorite designers, but they are a great wide leg, slightly cropped, but not too cropped, pant that is, once again, linen, super cozy. And I love layering tights underneath these when it gets colder so I can continue to wear them in cooler months. But they're so comfortable, like pajamas, that I wear them so much that I have to include them because I know I will not be able to go a full season without wearing these guys. So these are definitely a major wardrobe staple for me. This second pair of pants is a little bit of a different color for me, more of kind of an olive brown tone, but I wanted to include another pair of pants that was a little bit dressy, again, for meetings or more formal occasions. I love the pleating in these and the pockets, the belt, high waist, and they have a lovely straight leg that isn't too flared or wide, but a nice, good, like straight leg to ankle. And they have been a great addition so far, but it's kind of switching it up because a lot of my bottoms are more of like a tan or a black or a white, very basic colors. So having something that's a little bit more olive brown is something that kind of helps mix things up, something fun to pair with more of my whiter black tops, and kind of gives my wardrobe a little bit more character and liveliness, I guess you could say. So this bottom is actually a lovely midi skirt that I had in my summer wardrobe as well. I got this from a local vintage boutique called Tiger's Den Vintage, and it's a great print. In the past, I never really included prints in my capsule just because I'd always get bored of them, or I could never settle on a type of print that I really liked. But I've been looking for prints that are in my palette, very neutral, and it's been fun to mix in with my more solid pieces, like the two dresses that I included. This has been a fun bottom to play around with. I love the length and the kind of very subtle pattern, so overall, love. This next bottom is really kind of a wild card for me. It's a high waist pant that has a super wide leg bottom that needs to be hemmed, but they're a really fun silhouette, and I've always tried to go a little bit still in my comfort zone but out of the box with a couple pieces in my wardrobe just to change things up, keep things fresh, challenge myself from a style standpoint. So these are definitely something that is fun for me to work with. I love the pleats, but another kind of could be a dressier element, but also fun to dress down as well. This next pair of pant is actually a high waist dark gray vintage jean that I wanted to include in my capsule. I haven't been really feeling like the blue jeans, either dark or light wash, but I wanted to have a pair of denim that could be worn for a little bit more rugged activities, and I have fallen in love with dark vintage denim, dark black or dark gray. I love the high waist, kind of a little bit of a mom fit, and the cuff is a little bit wider than I normally look for, but I rolled it up for a nice cuff, kind of grungy, street grunge look. But they are definitely a pair of pants that I've worn a lot already and really love. Next is a pair of pants that was in my summer capsule as well, and again, I wore them so much that I wanted to continue them into the fall because of their rich color, and once again, they're another kind of pant that isn't in my kind of like either black or dark gray or cream or white zone. Having a color bottom lets me be a little bit more versatile with my tops. So these have a great crop wide leg so that I'm able to do my sneaker sock look that I really like, or tights showing with sneakers, and another very good basic that I've had in my capsule. The last pair of pants that I am including in my fall capsule is this black pair of denim. I love these pants in this cut by A-Gold. It's called the Riley fit, and it's a great straight leg. I'm a little bunched up here. Great straight leg that's slightly cropped, and I just love the silhouette it creates with that straight leg and that crop look. And has a high waist, which you all know that I love, and another great staple to have is just a basic pair of black denim in the style, cut, and fit that you love for your body. So now let's move on to outerwear and jackets and coats. This first jacket is one that I had for a very, very long time, and just for whatever reason never really got rid of, just because I do think it is a really cool jacket. It is a great kind of statement piece in my wardrobe because it is a neutral and nothing too out there, but it has this great texture and pattern element to it with like the gold accents and this kind of like sheer bit around the collar. So it makes a really, really cool statement piece and a little bit dressier piece if I want to go out, go for drinks or anything. So it's fun to have in my wardrobe and mix with kind of my more basic elements. And that's all I have. Next for my jackets is my houndstooth blazer. This guy was in my fall capsule last year and definitely coming back this year. I love the pattern and the texture of the houndstooth print. I love the 80s style and the longer length and the long lapels and pockets. It works with a variety of pieces in my capsule, which I know from last year, and just another great element to continue to wear. This next jacket is once again by Elizabeth Susan, one of her cotton canvas pieces. I love the color, this rich brown, and the longer flap lapels. It makes it kind of an interesting geometric shape of a coat, and it has these beautiful big huge pockets, which I really, really love. But it's more of a crop fit jacket, and usually I wear coats or jackets that are really, really long, but for fall this year I wanted to play around with some more shorter styles as well as a couple longer ones. But this has been a great jacket to kind of throw over when the temperatures are just a little too cool to go without a coat or a jacket. This next coat is a long rust trench coat that I actually got last year from First Right. It is another blend of linen. You've noticed I've had a lot of linen pieces in my fall capsule, and that's because I, one, love the fabric, but two, find it very great for layering other elements on top of it. If you need some pieces to breathe, you have that linen layer. Like if I have a linen bottom but a cashmere sweater on top, it kind of helps me balance out my temperature. So I do love linen, and this linen longer trench is great for layering over if I just need a really light layer, but I love the dramatic length that it gives and the flow that it has, so something that I wanted to include this year in my capsule. The last coat that I'm including in my fall capsule is a raincoat by Everlane. Since Portland rainy season kind of kicks off in fall, I wanted to make sure that I had a weather appropriate piece in my capsule. And I love this long raincoat, an extra long raincoat. It's a little bit oversized, which I really, really like in its style, and kind of more of a functional piece, but has a little bit of a style element with that longer length and the oversizedness. So it's not too boring, but it is a great piece to have in the Portland rainy season. Now let's go into shoes. For the first shoe I want to talk about is the white chunky sneaker. I have been wearing white sneakers for a while now and been wearing them more and more in each of my seasonal capsules, so it's a shoe that I knew I definitely wanted to include in my fall capsule. Next is another sneaker, but kind of taking on more of the chunky shoe trend, which I personally really like and wanted to incorporate in my capsule, even though it is more of a trend, just because it really speaks to kind of the style that I'm feeling and the looks that I'm really, really loving lately. And even when it's out of season, out of trend style, I still will wear these guys because I love them so much. I love the tan color and the canvas material, which makes them a little bit different. Next is a more dressy shoe, this Simple Pump by Loque, L-O-Q. And I love the kind of geometric heel that it has. It's a basic pump, but has a little bit more of that style element with that heel. It's a great neutral color, one that I wore in my summer and wanted to carry into fall as a nice kind of like cream, bright pop of color as a shoe accent. Next is another shoe that I can kind of dress up, but when I don't want to wear a heel, it's just as formal as a pair of heels for more business meetings. But it is a simple black mule, and I have loved slipping these on as an easy casual shoe, especially as the temperatures have fluctuated and I didn't want to wear necessarily a closed-toe shoe. These are great for those varying temperatures. Next is, once again, kind of a more practical element, is a ankle rain boot. I had been wanting to add one of these to my capsule for a while, and I'm happy that I was able to for this fall. I have been looking for more of an ankle cut just because a lot of the bottoms and pants I wear are wide leg or cropped, and I was finding that taller rain boots were looking just a little bit more awkward and kind of harder to work with. So I still wanted a shoe that would be waterproof and safe for the rainy weather, but have it look a little bit nicer with my crop bottoms that I always tend to wear. And the last shoe that I included are these Chelsea boots from Everlane. I love these shoes. They're a great go-to for me, and I get a lot of wear out of them every year, so I wanted to make sure that I included them in this fall capsule as well. So that's it, guys. Those are my 35 items that I am including in my fall capsule. I know this was a much longer video than you're used to seeing, but I wanted to put the content out there to see how you guys like it, see if it was helpful for you in seeing the why I decided to include the items that I did in my fall capsule. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.